Uh, 878 more, and then our Coach Smith. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm well on our way. So, no, it was a tale of two halves for us. We obviously got off to a really good start. Guys did a good job. Came out with a lot of energy. Got a big lead, and you know, just I guess it's human nature to have a little bit of a letdown. I didn't think that we played bad in there. We just had a few miscues and allowed them to kind of get on a run and tie the game up, and then we came in the second half, settled down a little bit. We're more of who we wanted to be, but still made some mistakes. I told you after the exhibition game that there's a lot of things that we need to clean up, and our guys know that, and we will continue to do that, continue to work on not having those letdowns and being able to get more separation as we go on.
Aaron, you hadn't got to experience winning in a while, winning a game. What did it feel like to finish one off, to play well down the stretch, to finish that one off?
Yeah, I've been waiting for this for about like 11 months. It's been a while. It's just good. It was fun to get back out there with my brothers, brand new team, practically all freshmen. So it was just good to get a win with them.
And Aaron, what made the three so good to you today?
Just constant repetition, just working in practice, working on my own, just making sure it's the same form every time.
Coach, over 50% of your shots tonight came from beyond the three-point line. You guys shot it really well. Is that by design? Is that what you want your team to do, is be able to take those open shots confidently?
And I think there's a balance there between the three. If we got it going, obviously keep taking good looks at it, and we don't want to turn down any open ones. Our offense is set up to drive, kick, and swing it if you got good looks for it. But if they're not going, we need to drive it again. And I think we had a stretch there where we started off really good, and then it slowed down. And we got to make sure that we still get our feet in the paint. We got good finishers, both Aaron and Saben, Scotty, guys that can get in the paint and finish for us. So we got to make sure, even though we want to utilize the three, I think winning the free throw game is important too. Winning the rebounding game, and which we didn't win tonight, and that's a concern for me. Really making sure that we're able to rebound the ball. If we can rebound the ball, then we can go on the other end. I think we can execute and get good looks for these guys, but we have to get the ball first.
For the guys,
Saben, talk about that dunk and what you saw on that one.
It was the play was kind of drawn up for me with the horns, and the big popped out, and I just split it and came down the lane. So it was just reading the defense really.
Say the different role for you this year, coming off the bench, at least in this first game. Did that feel different for you, or do you prepare any differently for that?
It's definitely different, but I prepare for every game the same. Just getting ready to go out there and make my impact for the team and to help them get a win. But it's a different role, but I'm just here to help the team win.
Aaron, you guys got pushed there before halftime after getting the big lead. What do you think it says about this team that you were able to kind of withstand that and keep your poise and pull away late?
We're still learning. We got to learn to really step on people's throat and not let up. We came out right out the gate doing what we want to do, doing what we do, what we stand for, and then we kind of relaxed and got like a daisical. They came back and punched us in the mouth. So we just got to keep playing for 40 minutes and not just one half.
Any more for the guys? Okay, thanks, fellas.
Good job, man.
Jerry, it seemed like Dylan had a good little stretch defensively in the second half. What do you think? It seemed like he maybe earned a little more time through there. What did you see from him today?
He's gonna have typical freshman night. Obviously he didn't shoot the ball well, but I don't think he let that affect him. He was able to still make some good plays, some key plays for us. Had a block shot there. Did some things. Obviously came back and finished with Matt. And it's just trying to figure out on a night-to-night basis which of those guys are going to be most consistent for us. But they're going to get opportunities. We're able to give O-Town a couple minutes in there. He's going to be in the mix too. He didn't get a lot of minutes tonight. But I think he and Jordan Wright, those guys right now, their leash is a little bit shorter. So we get out there and kind of see what they're bringing for us on the offensive end, but mostly on the defensive end is really going to dictate what their minutes look like right now. But but I feel good about the minutes that Dylan played. He didn't let his offense affect him and still contributed to the win.
Coach, as Aaron said,
you've got guys on your team that haven't had much success for an extended period of time. How important is this early stretch of the schedule to kind of get their confidence back and kind of get things going?
Well, it wouldn't have been the end of the world if we lost this game. You know what I'm saying? Again, for us, it's about building. You know, we don't want to be the best team on November 6th. You know, we want to be the best team, you know, in February and March. You know, so we gotta, you don't want to peak too soon, but at the same time, you know, we want to make sure that we win games. You know, again, it is a confidence builder for our guys. Again, like I said, we don't live in last year. We don't live in what happened. You know, more than half of the guys that are in that locker room know nothing about what happened last year. None of the coaches know about what happened last year. So we're not constantly throwing it up in their face. And we appreciate it if you guys wouldn't. But you know, understand that you were here, so you got to compare. But we don't want to compare. We just want to work on who we are, try to get better in game by game, individually. Hold them accountable for the mistakes they make. We'll have tomorrow off. They refresh their bodies. You know, I'll be watching film. You know, and getting ready to have a film session on Friday to see where we can improve. And that's all that we care about, trying to improve game by game.
Was there anything at halftime that you think you said they responded to? Anything in particular?
Well, no, I just think, and some of it was probably just us too, you know, coverage, you know, some guys that we saw on scouting where we were out trying to show on those guys. And, you know, if we had more tape on these guys and watched their guards play, that we would corral them more, you know, because they didn't really have, you know, their guys didn't pop and shoot the way we watched them on some tapes there. So, you know, we take responsibility of letting them back into it too, because we were out showing and it exposed our guards a little bit and they turned the corners on us. So it's a learning experience all the way around. But you know, obviously teams will have more tape now. You know, once we get something on tape and we understand what they do, then we can better prepare. But with it being the first game, it's just kind of hard, and you kind of make adjustments on the fly. And at the half, we did that. We said we were going to stay in the pick and rolls a little bit longer, you know, and not let their guards get loose. And you know, and then their bigs made some plays. They caught it in the post and did a little damage. But that was, again, some things that we didn't do right there. You know, we want to make the catches tough in the post. We allowed them to catch it too easy in the post. But those all are correctable errors. You know, so and that's what I like. It's not anything that's out there that happened to us today that we can't fix and get better at.
Those in-game adjustments, is it discussed on the bench that at halftime we're going to tell these guys this, or do you go in at the half and then discuss it? How does your staff work there?
No, I just we don't do a whole lot of, you know, I try to focus on the moment of what's going on in the game. And then at the halftime, our coaches, they have some responsibilities of seeing what's going on offensively and defensively, and I take notes from what they tell me, and plus what I see with my own eye. Then we go in and have a conversation with the guys at halftime about what those adjustments need to be, and come back and hopefully our guys are able to go out and execute.
You mentioned Coach Smith. I think you have a Coach Smith kind of demeanor on the sideline, and not a lot of outward emotion.
No, I mean, I guess, you know, every once in a while I see a call that I don't like, you know what I'm saying, so you might get a little bit of, but again, I just think it's, when you work, you want to give the guys an opportunity to showcase what they do. You know, I mean, I don't want to be all over them, but at the same time, I think my demeanor, they're all watching me. They're all looking over there to see how I feel, you know, how I think that they did. You know, so I think if I maintain kind of a you know, even keel with where they are, then it improves their confidence. You know what I'm saying? Never really feeling like, okay, we're disappointed in what they do. And when we get in the huddle, you know what I'm saying, that could change a little bit. But, you know, I think for the perception of what they need to see from me on the sidelines is composure and poise, and that's definitely what I want our point guards to have and our whole team to have overall.
We talked a little leading up to this game about how Cleveland Brown is going to play a big role this year. What do you like from what you saw from him tonight?
Yeah, I just think he's a, you know, what they used to say, like the consummate pro. You know, he comes in, he works, he does all the dirty work, and that's why I wanted to start the game with him today. You know, I just think he epitomized who we are. A guy just goes about his business, and I wanted him to make that first shot, and luckily we called it for him, and he knocked down the three. And I think that's something that's going to be a real weapon for us. His ability to stretch bigger guys out on the floor and to draw them out to have to defend him, and that'll create more driving lanes for Scotty and Saben. And you know, once those guys pull triggers, then we can get our shooters involved, like you know, Aaron and Matt and Dylan.
For coaches, it's more important who finishes a game than who starts a game. Do you see Saben as the sixth man on this team? Is that what you think he'll bring all year? Is that kind of long term?
I think when the story Avery Johnson used to tell when we was in Dallas, you know, it's like, you know, some guys are starters and some guys are starting, you know, and I think, you know, Saben is a starter, you know, is just not starting, you know, and I think he's gonna finish games for us always, you know, as long as he's not in foul trouble. But again, I try to explain this, and hopefully I'm explaining this, and I'm not gonna continue to explain this over and over again. But the fact of the matter is our two best scorers, our 1A and 1B scorers, are Aaron Nesmith and Saben Lee. So, you know, I want to try to stagger those guys, you know, so, and it's a huge advantage because we have a point guard already that can run the show and get us in things. We don't have another swing scorer that can give us what Aaron does. So that it makes sense to start him with a point guard who, you know, we're trying to groom for the future and a lot of long-term plans of having the ball in his hand and being able to run the team. And then we can come off with maybe our best scorer in the second unit that's going against the other team's second unit. So he came right in the game and got right to the basket and got a layup. So I anticipate seeing a lot more of that, you know, with him being able to take advantage, you know, and pick his spots and not get in foul trouble, right? You know, we get him in foul trouble, pick up a couple early fouls. Now he has to come out the game, has to sit out. Now we feel like some games when he gets in, he may run all the way through. So, but it's just the ebbs and flows of the game, and we'll make those decisions accordingly.
You've coached before, just not at this level. Was it any different now that you've been through the game as a college coach?
No, I never coached down at this level before. No, I've coached at the pro. I coached the best. You know what I'm saying? So I see the best on a night-to-night basis, the best in the world, who I've been coaching for the last, 4 years, and who I've been playing against for the last 18 years. These are kids. You know, so they're just coming from secondary school and grassroots, so they got a lot to learn. So and it's the same thing. I don't look at it so much as coaching as opposed to teaching. Once we teach and hopefully give them an opportunity to perform what they've been taught on the course, so I'm never going to be overbearing and and probably take on the characteristics of you see a lot of these college coaches where you feel like it's about them. It's never going to be about that with me. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be about my players, about what they're doing, giving them an opportunity to be successful on the court from the things that we teach them during practice.
Last one for Coach.
How do you feel Scotty did in that role tonight, as a freshman?
Yeah, he did pretty good. I think he handled the team. I think his defensively was where he was a little confused. They were doing some things, kind of tricky that we hadn't seen before, as far as putting him in a bind where his opportunity to kind of help as a help defender. They were occupying him. So, he got caught in and didn't really understand some of those things that were going on. But as far as trying to get us into our sets, and I thought I did a pretty good job. He's gonna get better and better and better. That's why we give him the ball, because we need him to be better. We don't know what's gonna happen. All these guys are fungible, right? You know what I'm saying? We come in a year, they have the type of year that they're capable of having. Aaron Smith, Nesmith could be gone. Saben Lee could be gone. So we got to have somebody that's ready to step up and prepare. And I'm kind of adjusting the things that we do to be able to prepare for those things if that happens.
All right. Thanks, guys, for sharing.